All right, so it's November 29th, and this is the DAO call. Let's begin.
All right. Like I said, David will not be here to host, so I'm looking at Rochelle. Do you have the agenda open, perhaps?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So we have one item on the agenda. It came in a few days ago. It's they say, lay on open empathetic, new project for task. But that's all that's put on there. I don't know who added it.
Yeah, that's me. I have a thread.
Okay.
I don't know if it already disappeared or not, but it talks about the open empathic project, and in a nutshell, it they want to analyze the emotion sentiment of videos and speakers. So like and this is something I noticed too, that like for example in text to speech you can get a person to write something, but you can't necessarily get them to like emote, like you can't like, because you could have like a phrase, but it can have various ways of changing the tone. Like you could make someone sound like, very sad or angry or terrified or happy, elated, like all with the same phrase, right? So I think that's what they're kind of trying to work on, to kind of be more like have an emotional connection type thing with AI. And right now on the open empathic site, they actually request people to just collect YouTube clips and then use like these drop down boxes to like select all the various attributes of them and like summarize them. So I think these are like the perfect types of tasks for the effect workers.
Yeah, that's excellent. Like that's very similar to things we've done. I think I haven't looked in depth. I saw it come by, but this looks like an excellent use case. So yeah, like, do you know, DJ, if like Leon is currently building this data set out, or like do they have people right now annotating it and they could use
Yeah,
support? Is that
yeah,
is
they
that
they
like
could
the
use support. Yeah, I talked with Christoph from the Land Discord, and he he told me that they're looking for people to do annotations. Like they said, or he said that they're gonna try to work on this for the next 2 years. So um, I think there's a lot of work to be done then, uh, if that's their timeline. So yeah, uh, in the thread I also shared they have like their own Discord, and so I've kind of I kind of been waiting for your all clear to like suggest setting things up, because it seems like you've all been busy lately. So, but I think this is like gonna be like a good source of tasks down the line.
absolutely, yeah, let's do it. I looked at it a little bit. I wanted to investigate it more before the call, but like the intro you just gave and what I saw before, I think it's an excellent use case, and we should definitely jump on it. It would align quite well with rolling out the new platform. If we have like a stream of tasks like this, that's the perfect use case for the network. We have the AI fund. We have like quite some workers that would be able to start working on this right now. So it looks like an excellent timing, an excellent project to take on. We have been a little bit busy lately, so that's like the team. David is traveling right now, and yeah, there were some administrative things. We haven't been doing that much dev work and like onboarding of like new templates and stuff the last 2 weeks. So, but we will definitely accelerate right now. So this one is a perfect, yeah, perfect example. I think I say like let's definitely proceed, and me and Lawrence as well will be able to assist and set up the necessary like templates and demo environment to get these tasks live, and to align it with what they need at Leon.
Okay, so do you want me to like set up like a group chat or like the other project?
Yeah, that would be the best if that's doable.
Okay, then
Um,
then I'll go in the Discord and start asking for I guess the guys in charge to direct what and then that way it'll make it easier for you.
Perfect. Yeah, that would be excellent.
be great, and then I can set up, the task instructions and any qualifiers, that we need to put up for workers to, pass and everything. Yeah, it sounds great.
Especially that they're looking to build out this data set over a longer period of time is like a really nice layout for us. So it means we can reuse and keep contributing with that same like with the same layout. So the qualified workforce and the template and the automation layer that we'll have to add on top, they will all be able to be valuable for a longer time, which is exactly what we would like to see. And I'll dive into this data set as well. I'm really curious what is the end goal that they're trying to achieve. Like Leon is quite famous for making the data sets that been trained to like models like probably even ChatGPT, but at least Llama and stuff, they've contributed to the core data set. So yeah, they're really it will be so nice to be part of the data sourcing resources there.
Yeah, you can go ahead and join the Discord and like introduce yourself too there. Make it easier for me.
Yeah, I will. You mean just the Discord of Leon, right?
No. Open Empathic has
Or
its own specific Discord, the project.
oh right, okay. Then I'll jump in there and intro.
Yeah, it's all in the thread.
Yeah, awesome. I got it.
Okay. Aside from that, I also sent you a form. I haven't been as uh close following EOS news, but it seems like originally, you know how that with EOS EVM they allow you to do trustless swaps, and I think they are working on the same for some select tokens on the EOS. So I sent you the uh, something to fill out to, I guess, submit EFX as something for them to consider.
Yeah, I have it right here on my list as well. Um, interesting. Yeah, let's try it. I will fill out the form for sure. Um, I'm curious about the liquidity requirements, but it's been discussed. So yeah, I'll dive into it and yeah, it makes sense. And Noah, is that kind of that sort of an exchange that is setting up on the EOS EVM?
Yeah, as I looked at it, and it's basically like a Uniswap type deal on EOS EVM. I mean, with its own user interface and all that.
Cool. All right. Yeah, it fits nicely in where we want to concentrate liquidity. So right now we're of course we're it doesn't make much sense, I guess, to go to EVM if we don't provide liquidity there, like that, because then there's not really much you can do with the token there. But like it makes sense. Like I really want to get more growth on the EOS side. So right now we have PancakeSwap and we have DeFi bucks, and this sounds like it might be worth to at least establish a decent amount of liquidity on Noah, and I guess be like an early adapter there, which I guess would be the long term strategy of doing the supporting the EOS EVM, and that makes sense. So yeah, worth exploring. I'll definitely fill out the form, DJ. Thanks for setting all that up and yeah, sending it to me.
Yeah. Also, like in my experience, it seems like we may still wanna down the line get an exchange because, like lately, I've been trying to buy some EFX and what do you call? Is it called like the miner extracted value? Anyway, there's always this dude that tries to like front run me and he spends like 7,000 gas and then like I tried to wait them out, and then it's like really annoying, like the experience uh, that you don't really experience in a centralized exchange. So that's another thing to consider.
This happens on PancakeSwap, right?
Yeah, like you'd make a regular transaction for say $200 worth of EFX, and then like some dude like spends 6,000 like guai to like buy like 1,000 like it varies. It can be like $500 to even $2,000 worth of EFX, like just waiting for you to buy so they can immediately sell and like extract the small little value there. And like it's like every transaction you try to do, this happens. So it's pretty frustrating.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. I have the same thing. Like you see it happening on PancakeSwap. You have these tools online like DEX tools, and you can literally see these bots sandwiching your transaction. Like it's called
Yeah.
MEV, indeed. Like, but it's really annoying. And most DEXs have it. I don't think on EOS the DEXs have it,
Yeah, I don't think it's
as far
not
as I know.
EOS, or rather, that's maybe just well, with EOS you can't actually increase like if you pay more, you only have CPU, right?
Yeah,
So
there's no way to prioritize. So in the EVM, you would like pay more gas and you would get put in front. But on the EOS chain, that like you cannot really do it. The only people that can do MEV in EOS are the block producers. So the current active block producer, that entity will be able to perform MEV. So he can order the transactions as he sees fit. But there is no like ordering, like you cannot externally really manipulate how they do that. So, and I guess they have a reputation at play, so it's like it's way less likely that MEV happens. Also because there is like these PPs get changed, right? They get voted in and out, so it's like way less likely that it becomes a thing on EOS.
yeah, it's definitely superior. If if the DeFi box pool had more liquidity, I'd just use that.
Yeah, I think we're going to increase. We were going to increase the liquidity on DeFi box. It needs a bit more liquidity, and the only thing is that it's not open source, but I think it's safe enough. Like they're audited, they're really network. We've been talking with their team, and they're quite responsive. So I think it makes a lot of sense to increase liquidity there. Perhaps even do like to host like another farm type event. But then again, now there's also the NOAA exchange, so we have to see where we want to concentrate the liquidity. But more on the EOS side is also my preference.
Well, yeah, with Noah, I want like it from my perception, like we're kind of a very obscure project with a low market cap, so they're not like super interested, but like we're still like one of the few projects still on EOS, right? So I don't know, like I think it's worth filling out the form, but I don't think they will necessarily. I don't know. All I know is that we don't have much competition, right?
Yeah, I think we are somehow somewhat interesting project in EOS. I don't know what's happening currently in the ecosystem, but there is very few like hot tokens, like popular tokens in EOS, right? So yeah, which is a shame. I'm really hoping for a comeback from the EOS ecosystem, but I think we recently got EOS got listed on Binance Japan and stuff. Like the foundation there is really trying to push it and publish it. So there's definitely a chance at the on a comeback. But yeah, right now it's just not that happening.
Yeah. How's the guide coming along for the cycle transitions?
Yeah, it's actually finished. So I'm gonna publish that like today. Um, the next cycle, I really would like to have someone else start it. So I'm gonna reach out to someone else to start the cycle because I actually made the whole process a little bit easier as well. But yeah, it should be really straightforward right now to start a cycle like from blocks. Basically, you can do the transactions. Um,
So you
Later on,
ready?
I'm gonna write out a ticket for this. We can have it in the DAO interface so people can actually just press a button even. But it should be like the guide is like ready. I'm gonna just polish it a little bit and publish it and then reach out to a volunteer that wants to start
Oh, I can
the
volunteer to
cycle on
do
Friday.
that.
That's good. Let's do it.
Right. So I'll be
Then you
ready.
can start the cycle. Yeah.
Sounds good. And once, I mean, if it's as easy as you say, then I think we can make sure to not be too late anymore.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So exactly anyone can do it, and we should be able to just hit the right time.
Though I wonder, well, is there like, is it possible for there to be kind of like a collision? Like, what if two people try to do it at the same time?
Yeah, it's not possible because once the new cycle starts, the second transaction will fail because it's the cycle isn't over yet. So there is like an action in the smart contract to recycle. Um, that's quite a big transaction. Like there's two steps. You need to start the new cycle. There's actually three steps, but start the new cycle, process the old one, and then basically create the high guard transaction for approving the accepted proposals. So that's sort of the workflow, but there's no way that it can cause a collision because there's if one transaction goes through, then the next person would fail because only one, there's the ordering in the blocks. So the first one succeeds and the second fails.
Got it.
Yeah, so that will be out pretty soon. We will start the cycle with this new guide and the new the polished way of how anyone can start the cycle. Really happy. That took way too long. Absolutely my fault. I've been doing this for nearly 3 years now, every 2 weeks to start the cycle. So yeah, a bit insane. I'm really happy we got there, and now it's like it shouldn't be my knowledge or my actions necessarily. So yeah, really happy we got there now at least.
How about the Python SDK? How's that looking?
Yeah, it got a little bit delayed. Or at least a little bit delayed. The last 2 weeks, I haven't been able to do much deving on it. I'm getting back to it right now. On the dev side, we've been a bit like short right now because David is preparing for his travels. He's been off. Lawrence is just getting back, so he's basically getting involved again. He had a little sort of break. He needed some time. But that's good timing. So Lawrence will be back involved to build out, the V2 release and make sure we can accelerate and build out all the elements that are currently not finished yet. Python SDK will be my area of development. So I need another 2 weeks, I think, to really finish it in a way that it can be released and used on the DevNet basically. And in the meantime, Lawrence will be working on the user interface on the worker side and finishing some of the more the intrinsics of like the TypeScript SDK and the front ends for workers and requesters.
Oh, speaking of Lawrence, uh, I did have like a discussion on Telegram that we need all the high guard to make sure to vote on every proposal.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, as a high guard member, I think I'm sure. I think Bree posted something. I didn't quite. I'm not quite sure if that's this, but we should maybe look at like the participation amounts in the high guard and post like maybe come up with an update or see if someone else wants to join the High Guard. Because yeah, we shouldn't let it become stale like it was before. So perhaps it's a good idea to come up with like a. I know that Lawrence has not really participated and hasn't been updating us like as a High Guard that well, right? So that should be a topic of discussion.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as Breeze. Just um, I don't think anyone's really chomping at the bit to be a high guard right now. So uh, it's just some guy calculated like the average, and um, it was free. Of course, I was on a trip for like 2 months, so you can really bump it up to 4. On average, 4 high guard voted every cycle. Um, so let's get it up to 7.
Cool. That's nice that someone actually got the average. Let's get it up to 7. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get Lawrence back in here as well. Yeah, maybe he's a bit scared by now. No, kidding. No, he'll definitely like be here. And honestly, like I hope he's still like we'll see if he wants to be a high guard still. Then he definitely we have to up that number, right? And I think we can request like that participation. Let everyone vote. Um, should be the default, not that only the minimum amount of high guards vote.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't want to set any like prerequisites. Just more like just culturally. in in.
I can start over. Just let me know when.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, yeah, I agree with Alan's sentiment and Jesse's sentiment too. I'm guilty of this. I should be more vocal with the stuff I'm building for the onboarding committee for the DAO. That is still in process. I'm about to release a folder in the DAO Google Drive that has the stuff that I'm working on in process that you guys can see as I'm building it. I should put it in there. So I'll be doing that. But I did find an effect force worker who is here in our Discord community, and he wants to join the onboarding committee. And this person is unique because he's bilingual, and part of what we're going to be doing with onboarding is have everything in different languages so we can expand, the reach. And I'm talking videos, social posts, guides, and things like that. And so we're going to start with Spanish, um, and have all that too as well. And then we can, as a DAO, decide, the next language to start incorporating. So I'm very happy with that because, the more people who can access this stuff, the better. So that's what I've got working on. But I will put that folder in the public DAO drive and have it viewable for everyone.
Nice. I'm totally pro like making everything bilingual, especially on the worker side, documentation and the UI, because I think it's an important part to be accessible for everyone. So when V2 comes out, I think it should be bilingual in the sense that Spanish native non-English speakers should also be able to navigate the documentation and the user interface. Is that sort of the goal, Rochelle, that you also had in mind?
Yeah, at least first, everything as far as the onboarding and marketing and support have bilingual. I'll have to get with Lawrence about enabling, the multilingual features on the UI because that can be an undertaking. Um, so that might be like the second part of onboarding, languages. But yeah, at least the first part, that's the goal. And I picked Spanish because I can speak it, so I'm a little more a little more inclined to pick one that I can speak to. But we have a huge pool of translator workers in the Force too that can help with onboarding the other languages too. But what I want to do is have Spanish be the first one, get that complete, get that done, and then we can go back and see how to better automate the process, see what, we could do better, and then use that knowledge to add more languages.
So we can do Spanish and Japanese, right? That are your languages. That would
Yeah,
be amazing.
my Japanese is so rusty now. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, we were able to do it with that big Kraft Heinz project, and so yeah, that's one of my passions, is to make sure work is accessible to everybody, and I'm always worried about language barriers. Especially when I do like the guides and the writing, I try to make the English as clear and simple as possible, because a lot of people use, AI translators and stuff. And yeah, it's easier if you have good material to start with if they use that. So I got, and oh, we got some comments here. Um, Alan asks, is there a problem with Brie?
Uh,
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Not sure about the context, but no, Breeze. I
oh
don't,
no,
I
Bree
don't see a
just said
problem with it.
that I think she had a concussion. So she's been voting less frequently.
Oh yeah, well,
Oh,
yeah,
really? Oh
yeah.
my God.
Her and I chat about like personal, like real life stuff. And yeah, sometimes things can be difficult. I don't want to talk about her personal business, but yeah, sometimes it can be difficult to get stuff done on the computer, or remember, deadlines and timings and things. So I know she's struggled with some stuff, me as well. Um, but yeah, that's what the context of the question was.
Yeah,
Yes,
Right. Okay.
so I wouldn't say she's like, it's not like, the, what's it called, like in the 25th Amendment, for presidents, where like if they're debilitated, someone needs to replace them. I think Bree is just needed to kind of vote more, but I don't think she can. We don't really have any proposals now, too.
yes, that's the other thing. There's nothing pending. There's nothing processing. So um, right now, yay, no voting.
The last
Well,
proposal in the front page is the one payment for EFX, but that's from the previous cycle, right? The reward farm.
yeah, because there is,
Yeah.
I think, did you mess up the transaction order? Because I noticed that it was like processing the whole time.
Yeah, I did it differently as I was fixing this the documentation around it. So I did it differently than usual. So maybe it has something to do with that. I'll triple check. Um, yeah, I triple check. I don't, but it's indeed from the previous cycle. So currently there's nothing processing. Yeah, I don't know why that one is on the front page. That's a bit strange. Maybe it has something to do with how I started the cycle. So I'll see where that comes from.
Yeah, like homies mentioned about tasks. So like, there haven't been any tasks, right? My scanner isn't bugged, right?
No, I don't think there has been. I don't think we've had tests for a few weeks. Let's look at the pipeline. Don't know if we have any pending ones currently. So maybe Rochelle has more info, but if not, we'll definitely look at, because there's a few tasks we have in the pipeline to run, I think. So we'll make sure to put some up. We're kind of in the middle between the V1 and V2 release. So we have quite some tasks saved up that are not time sensitive for V2. So at least that one's going to be sort of packed with tasks. But I bet there's some stuff we still want to run right now on the current platform.
Yeah, it's like Jesse said, there's stuff in the pipeline. Also too, I have a lot of qualifiers that are going to be hitting the platform as well. They kind of really don't pay anything, but that sets up the workforce to do a lot of these ongoing tasks that are going to be ready for when V2 launches. But first, we'll see the qualifiers before we switch over. But I have a whole spreadsheet I'm building of things. That way we can just upload everything and import it when we get V2 ready. So there's a lot of stuff staged. But unless like someone uses like affect socials or puts a task up themselves.
So we just need to get on the open empathic, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to jump into that. I'll be introducing myself in their Discord today and looking forward to the group chat to get something going. So I'll be reading up on everything that they're doing and then trying some of their stuff and going through all their things as well.
All right, cool. Let's then do that.
Alan has a question here. He says, you always talk of work coming forward as if it's just a question of time before tasks flow in. Will it be that easy? With what we're building up, setting to launch on 2.0, our goal is to have continuous tasks and all different kinds. If we can get this lay on empath thing going too quickly for 2.0, that will really help as well. But yeah, we're just building it. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's a
think
lot of juggling.
we need to be associated with a good project, showing that we're capable of providing the data. So that's why I keep hammering on this on Leon, and especially now that they need more workers for the open empathic research.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we're going to be putting out some marketing calls too, for other projects and tagging them, being like, "Hey, we have this. What can we do to help you accomplish, what you're doing right now? We'd love to, connect." So there's like tons of marketing ready to go for that as well, to generate more on top of what we already have, lined up in the pipeline. I think that's all it comes. Oh, Alan is typing. What happened to the guy or project that won the first hackathon? The Shopify guy, right? I think that's who you're talking about. I don't know. We should probably connect back with him, especially with the 2.0 release coming up, and see what he's doing, if he's still active. What maybe we can do with that. So yeah, we gotta tag him in Discord and see what's going on. Yes, Quick Cat. I love that name.
Yeah, unfortunately for Abdesamad, like right after he released his app, ChatGPT came out, and it pretty much undercuts that type of thing, right?
Yes. Am I one of the few that's really anti Chat GPT on this planet?
I'm not a big fan. I'm getting really tired of all this extremely lengthy replies and emails you keep getting from people that are clearly just ChatGPT written out. I'm also not a big fan of writing content with ChatGPT because I feel like it's taking away a lot of the creative process that's necessary to make a concise, good like communication happening. So I'm honestly not a big fan of using that in day to day. There's obviously good purpose for it, right? It might lead us a little bit towards Agi, and it might get like good at reasoning and brainstorming, but in the form of how I experience it day to day, I'm not a big fan.
Me either. I use it very little, and it's mostly for like a reminder or finding me something, that I'm looking for on the internet. But what I get so turned off on is when I go to project pages or read people's blogs or news, I can pick out GPT writing, and when I read it, it's like nails on a chalkboard. And oh man, I don't care for it. And the thing that's really bad is that so many people are using GPT to put out content, and then GPT is also scanning that content with everything else on the internet and then regurgitating more of the created content, and it's going to get so colluded. It's going to get just stagnant, I think. And it concerns me that people are quitting using their brains and just going right to this easy, quick thing and thinking it's okay. And they forget the basic tools you need, to accomplish things. And yeah, not a big fan. I'm waiting for the bubble to just quit for it, really. But that's the end of my rant there.
It has definitely changed the space a lot when it comes to like data annotation, data science. Like it can take over a lot of things. Like yeah, definitely changed the space. Also that we're in, for example, QuickCut also like there's a lot of projects that got yeah undermined or that ChatGPT just solves a lot that they're doing data generation and stuff as well. So it's interesting to see. It has made a lot of change in the data science space. But for consumer facing like text generation, I am in your camp for sure. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I get so put off when someone's like, "Hey, can you check this?" and I read it and it's just straight GPT and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, let's get this GPT stuff out of it." I encourage everyone, look at people's blogs, articles and things and just really look at it because you can tell who's using it and who's not. And when I see content that people are using it verbatim, I just quit reading. I unsubscribe because it's just junk. It's good for sourcing information and helping and stuff, but then, it comes down to humans are needed, and humans are needed to uh, help fix, the data sets that the AIs are using and things. So I'm just waiting for it to circle back where there's going to be so much productivity and jobs and opportunities like what we're trying to provide for people that they can help train AI and fix it and modify it and make it better so it's actually good and not the weirdness that it is right now. We need a lot of people to do it. So I'm happy that we have this project where we can help.
Okay, so Rochelle, are you gonna join the Open Empathic Discord and set things up, or
I can do that. I can go in, make the intro and tag to see who can help us get this started and start the group. Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
okay?
Give you a little bit of a break.
Well, it's easier for you because you're like the team member, right? So it's like so you know when you have the time. I don't want to. Sometimes like I can invoke you, but then you're all too busy, and so like I have to wait like 2 weeks after posting a message.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will get better at that. Um, but yeah, yeah, I'll put my team hat on and go in. So I'm excited for it. And speaking of, the home says, when will 2.0 be released? Oh, that's the magic question. and I pass the mic to Jesse.
Sorry, I was looking for the mic. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. So when 2.0 is going to be released, like we do not have a date. So like we'll definitely be releasing the test environment where people can already work and we have stuff going this year. So that's for sure. V 2.0 will be like how I see it now is we're going to start doing marketing around V 2.0 and like build up excitement and build up awareness about it once we're basically ready. So when the testnet is sort of going, like we're still planning to do a hackathon around this as well. I would love to see like this V2.0 really be like something that revives Effect Network in like a lot of capacity, but especially in awareness and new people joining. It gives us a new chance to tell the story really clearly what we're doing. So like it should reflect, I think, across the documentation, across the website, across the socials, across the branding. Like we have to be very consistent and make sure that we market it correctly. So I do not dare to put a date on it. What's really overdue, and that's something that I'm like that we will like fix. That we have to fix first is to produce like a really clear like a roadmap or at least the active projects and the current state of things and to really write down the vision and what are we actually doing right now that's so important, like write that down really clearly in a blog post that needs to come out. Then this sort of starts the journey to v2 right. When the testnet is there, we start promoting it, we start generating partnerships and getting like on both sides tasks. Like there will be enough tasks going already, but we have to make sure we get like proper workers onboarded slowly into that platform. Um, I can, I think this can take a little while, but it will happen like in a way where the efforts will mainly be marketing, onboarding of tasks and workers. And then when V2 is sort of ready to be released, that should be a moment that um, there is a spotlight on Effect Network again. Like that's when I think people will be aware. We need to make sure we have a token liquidity options available for people to come in. Like I think a lot of areas of the project that we've built over the many years need a little polish. So V2 will be a quiet, like it's growing in scope, I would say. But the precursors to V2 are a testnet that people can work on. It is a hackathon and it's like a really clear vision, blog post, and roadmap. These are all things that we want to at least schedule and have ready this year. And that's from there on, yeah, the road to V2 will like we're not putting a date on it, but it will come out somewhere in the Q1 before the summer, something around that timeline in the next year.
Yeah, definitely. We're solidifying all of the planning and the steps and stuff. Over the weekend, we have a lot of project management scheduling to do. And then starting next week, things will focus more and zone in more. But everyone can expect, they keep asking when marketing, when marketing. This is going to be a huge marketing undertaking. The layout that we have, I can liken it to a startup having a token sale. It's going to be that big. So that's what we envision for the rollout of 2.0 and everything. So it's going to be huge. I think people will be very pleased with how it comes out. We're aiming it to have a lot of reach and a big impact because we need that, and we have a stellar product and great opportunities for people, and the word will get spread out as far as we can to make this big splash. So it's a lot. Yeah. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes, we heard you perfectly
Oh, okay.
fine. This question should be
Okay.
on the on the agenda every DAO call, I believe. So it's good to
Yeah.
to all stay up to date, and we need to work on this on the timelines and write down the roadmap and everything around it. It's a lot of things that come into play, but it's important that we pave the road forward. Yeah, I think we're at the end of the call.
Yeah.
There's like all topics have been discussed. So unless anyone has another topic,
Yeah,
I
my
think we can
closing
end it.
statement is we have to have a effect with a good project, and that's why I'm gonna keep saying we should help these open empathic this project out, because Leon, like you can already tell, like when people introduce themselves, it's always like it's a bunch of data scientists, right? So if we can help Leon build big data sets, it means they like just through like diffusion the will learn about effect and may also have their own projects that need help with, and so that's my closing statement.
Well, cool. I think that's it. I mean, it's a good meeting.
Yes, thanks everyone. Absolutely agree with DJ's statement as well.